mean, I'm like a ghost. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of CBSI's Vintage Voyage, where we're going to talk some Golden Age and just answer questions as we see them and see what the group wants to talk about. We have a very, very loose theme of Golden Age superheroes for beginners tonight. So with me is the wizard himself, Ben C., from a basement in parts unknown. And Mike Morello of Cover Tunes fame with a very fantastic glass I saw him sipping out of.
Yeah.
Wally the Moose. Yes. Outstanding. Just a quick start, just check out CBSI, comicbookinvest.com. Ben's been sharing lots of evergreen content, things that are always relevant, things that, while you're sitting at home, nothing new to read and learn about some books that you may not have known about before, some history, some just fun stuff, Get your hunt list ready by looking at Cover Tunes and dollar bin digging. So the next time you get out there, you've just got lots of stuff on your list and you're ready to go. So check them out and, enjoy the ride, I guess, man.
A new Silver Age Hot 5.
Oh, yeah, I did see that one, the Silver Age Hot 5. Silver Age it's holding. I was watching Comic Link a little bit. There was a few things that went down, but it wasn't a disaster. Like, there were some books that slipped by, but there's always books that slip by. But the big boy books sold decent.
I don't think anyone should panic right now. I mean, I think that this is the slow time of year every year, no matter what's going on.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little bit more buying just because nobody's going to cons.
Right.
So there's nothing to do but this.
It's not only nobody's going to cons. Everyone's forced to stay home. A lot of people, I know unemployment's way up. A lot of people are still working.
Yeah, the term essential is very broad. Lots of people that don't want to be in the world, they're out there working and still going. There's a lot of teachers teaching from home, a lot of parents helping teachers teach from home. There's a lot of people working from home. I mean, my wife is...
The only thing to do is spend money online and buy those comics.
Yeah, I mean, you need something to pass the time sometimes. I haven't done a good job of it. I was just watching TV, but I really probably need to just bust into the DC universe and spend some time reading the free books that I get there. So we'll see.
A lot of stuff we should be reading.
Ozzy took my account and has been reading Batman. He said he's read like 100 issues in the past couple of weeks.
Tell him to go back to the beginning when Batman straight up murdered people.
I don't know how far back they go. I know
That's the good shit.
He started back in the 500s is where I think he started at, because he had that weird that spec that popped up that he had saw because some crazy little chick was the secretary. Book. Yeah, I
found that in the bulk like 3 days ago.
Yeah, see?
Like, no shit, and I thought of your brother. I was like, son of a bitch.
Is DC are they gonna move forward publishing things digitally and then send people printed copies later? I heard that might be a thing.
I heard a rumor. I don't think I've confirmed enough that I feel good saying anything.
I heard yesterday or today. I get fucking the days lost usually. Now in this thing, I don't even know where we are.
It's yesterday, Ben. Don't worry.
I saw that they were going to look into just self-publishing or finding publishers that can operate right now and just having them do it.
And then send them directly to shops?
Yes, because people or sites or whatever, whoever can fulfill orders right now, or just sell right to the public at this point, right?
Yeah.
I'm betting some of those small guys are doing very well, the ones that don't have to go direct market. So it's going to be an interesting time and just see what the heck happens.
I'd love to see how, the question is, are places like Vault, Mad Cave, Aftershock, Source Point, I could keep going. I don't want to miss people that we,
Stranger.
Talk to. Stranger. Yeah, and there's I wonder who is still, if anyone is still operating.
Well, I bet they can get way more creative than anybody else.
DC, I think, said straight up in that Yahoo article that they were just going to push everything off for a month and not care.
Yeah.
And Marvel,
I don't think that's the worst move.
Anyway, fuck that. I want to talk about Golden Age.
We were just on topic of the week because some of us do like to read, do like to do some of that stuff.
I know, but this isn't the I like to Voyage.
I know. So we thought we'd talk about some Golden Age superheroes. We touched on a ton last week and just bantered about anything and everything. Many of your favorite superheroes started in the Golden Age. Batman, Superman. Superman started it. So, Batman was there. Wonder Woman was there. Hawkman. Most of the Justice League was ultimately there. I mean, they're known as the Justice Society and some different people, but DC's...
There were different versions, too, right?
Yes. DC's whole line sort of started then, though.
Well, DC... Sure, Action Comics kicked it off. Theoretically, I mean, this is where it all gets weird. So Action Comics technically kicks off the Golden Age, even though Detective 1 is... Jesus, a year? 2 years before?
They didn't really do the traditional... It was more of a crime kind of thing. It wasn't what we think of.
Superman's technically the first superhero, even though it's argued that Mandrake the Magician technically should be.
I also hear Phantom.
Phantom, yeah.
Well, Phantom's not that's the difference, right? Phantom's not a superhero.
No, and it's kind of the same thing where Flash Gordon inspired.
I mean, Batman's not a fucking superhero technically, right?
Right.
Batman doesn't have superpowers. He's just badass.
I don't ever hear the argument that Flash Gordon is the first superhero, but he inspired the idea with his costumes and the colors, and that just genre led to it.
Yeah, that's earlier.
That whole time of serials. I couldn't think what the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
All of that stuff, absolutely, because Shadow and Dick Tracy, and that's what was happening. That's why Detective was what it was, is because of Dick Tracy and stuff like that.
I'm gonna laugh every time you take a drink. What do you got in there?
Rum, Diplomatico, 12-year-old.
Very nice.
Some things with superheroes, especially with DC, that should be pointed out. Green Lantern was different. Flash was different, and that's why Showcase 4 and and fucking Showcase 22 are such big deals. I still to this day don't understand Wonder Woman 99, 98. 98. Fucking whatever book it is that I'm sorry, it was never expensive. And then Trey brought it to everyone's attention, and I understand the price if we go on scarcity, but people arguing it's a true key, very few origin books are keys.
No, it was really a retelling.
It was, and it was a new origin, whatever. That said, the first Silver Age Batman book isn't a fortune. There's nothing...
No, it's
not new Batman. It's not
a little spike, but it's not crazy.
Sandman.
Different Sandman.
Sandman went away.
There's a lot of Sandmans.
I mean, shit. Spectre. How do I do this?
Actually, what was I? Bernard Bailey, creative of the Spectre. His birthday is today. His 104th would have been. Just because he brought it up. Random knowledge of the day.
I definitely didn't know today was his birthday. Bernard Bailey created... I mean, that's where we go down the rabbit hole, right? Bernard Bailey, by the time you're done talking about superhero stuff that he did and, how he contributed to it, you fall into horror and you're all done. The horror covers he did...
Yeah, he's got the weird with the Satan on it and the eye, the flaming eye. He's got some beautiful stuff.
Yep.
But I thought about it because I read it earlier today, and he had created the Spectre, which was one of the big ones, and so props to him.
Trying to make that run. I want to make that more fun comics run. I have a bunch of them somewhere.
on the flip side, we talked about underappreciated kind of creators, and he falls there. I mean, not that he's not appreciated by some, but as the masses, it's just not a name that gets thrown around as much.
Yeah, it's interesting with the Golden Age artists and creators that didn't translate or didn't continue into silver.
Scotty throwing out John Carter of Mars.
Nice.
This is one of the guys from the Global Comic Safari with me. He started out in the Golden Age, and he found out that there were harder things to find. So now he's hunting Golden Age Brazilian.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went hardcore, my friend.
I feel that's how it goes, right? Like, you come to a crossroads where you're like, well, there has to be something more difficult out there.
Well, it's not just difficult. It's I can't spend $10,000, but I want something awesome. And you don't have to spend $10,000, but once you've kind of got all those little things that you want, the $100 books, the $500 books, you graduate to 1,000. At some point, you go, I can't go to that next level. So you start looking for something else fun. So
I'm looking at pulps now.
Oh, the pulps! Don't get.
I'm looking at pulps now. Yeah.
I got a couple shadow pulps in that collection. I still haven't touched that fucking collection. It's in quarantine.
Still in quarantine, man. I think you're safe.
It's definitely like it's greenlit to come out of there. I just about 10 minutes before we went live, I finished up what I needed to do to be able to get to it.
Any startling in there?
You could bring out the ones we were talking about. The run.
Yeah, I mean maybe we'll break that box out in a little while. It's so the Phantom stuff I thought was Golden Age isn't, because I wasn't fucking paying attention. Yeah, so like I still cost averaged everything. I'm like, I'm still okay.
You'll be fine. I mean, it's okay. You were able to dig this month, so that's a win.
Virtually.
Is there startling in there, Ben?
Startling terror?
The Schomburg stuff?
It's just Green Hornet Schomburg, but there's the Green Hornet Schomburg run that nobody pays attention to.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, you're like, oh, the first cut. I'll go get the box before the show's over.
So just because we talked about our friend Schomburg, one of the publishers that doesn't get as much attention in the mainstream. Well, it's the standard, neater, better line. With okay, just don't do it. Don't do it. Yes, we all know the frickin' classics, but
That's
I mean,
just crazy.
He got his stuff with the Black Terror and Exciting and the
he did a ton of timings.
My only one.
I mean,
he did a lot. I mean, you just
show me. Oh yeah, Jesus.
I mean, the man was everywhere. It's amazing he put out so much quality, as much stuff that he did.
No doubt.
This is technically a superhero cover, since we're on the topic, and it's one of the more savage Schomburgs. It's not one of the. I mean, it's grossly offensive, but it's not nearly as ridiculous as like. I don't know. It's.
Oh yeah, that daring.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I bought this off the wall of my LCS for trade.
I love the green.
It's insane. Fucking Submariner, Sharks, the World War II. I mean, just the ridiculous, like, wildly over the top, like, stereotyping, like, oh man.
I love all that green.
Well, I mean, the superheroes really just kind of went nuclear when the war hit. I mean, they were doing okay, and then America clung to this thing, and the superheroes were joining the fight,
And that's Captain America kicked off in like it was 1940, right? But I forget if it was right before. It's either right before or right after, and like the first World War II. It's either the first World War II cover or the first World War II Nazi cover is an earlier. Oh God! Now I'm confusing myself.
All right.
I went down a different rabbit hole.
So for those that are new, Timely became Marvel, so.
Mike, is this the one you have?
I can't. There's too much glare. No, but it's similar. I have number 53. Number
How much
53.
How much did you pay for 53, Mike? Roughly 500.
What condition is it in?
It's a 2.5.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I was just going to say Captain America is not one that you're going to probably jump in cheaply on for the most part.
No.
Captain America, All Winners, any of the early 40s stuff, you're not going to get cheap because that like this is super. Like before you went monthly, when you just get like literally like winter fucking issue.
Yeah.
You know you're in the earlier 40s. Timely's not the place to jump in unless you get lucky. And it's not like I came into the golden age with money. I just came into the golden age and got lucky and bought.
That's hazy. Kill me.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, and you're right, because I mean, I got in on that cap. I shouldn't have been able to get that for 5. I just got lucky. It's probably more like $1,000 book.
Hey,
Which is
Bobby, I
ridiculous,
see Bobby
right?
Ray in the chat, and I don't have good answers for you tonight, but I will.
What's the question?
Not Golden Age related. Or Silver Age.
What am I, only golden age?
No, he's looking for early Spider-Man Ditko type stuff reprints, and I think that's getting into easiest ways trades and stuff. So that's a whole long diatribe. I'm not sure I'm ready to get.
Trades? Or there's that classic series. They're super thin. They're black.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
and they're like made out of like newsprint.
Mhm.
They did the first like 12 or 15 issues. And they're stupid cheap. You can get like the run for like, I don't know. We're talking Captain America books, so I don't know what cheap means.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're a little off right now.
No, Scott McManus. All the cap covers look the same after 30. I tell you, I don't want to say that, but there's a reason I've not. Okay, when I got in, Timely stuff was already expensive, so I didn't want to spend the money. But I also, it all kind of blends together a bit. It's not that they're not amazing, but if you just kind of look at them and kind of do the 3D poster,
Go ahead.
They all kind of just.
No, they do not.
They do to me.
Get some culture. At issue fucking at Weird Mysteries, as soon as it turns and that fucking the 3 or 4 run horror covers.
Oh,
Yeah,
those are way
like,
different.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm
like,
not saying all of them, but if you just look at it, there's a lot of them that are very similar. You just asked him if that's a cap he showed you 2 seconds ago.
They are, but here's the thing about that though. And
They're not the same, and I'm not saying they're not appreciated. They were just a very high price for me to jump in, and I could never find one that I'm like,
oh yeah,
the 40s and 50s. I agree. There's no argument. But it comes out of it. It's the same with Submariner. It's the same with like this is a great example of a book.
Human Torch.
I was going to say it's technically Golden Age.
Yeah.
Get out of my brain. That's that's pen for what it's worth.
Yeah.
But like this is 50s.
Evenly done.
Yeah, dude. If we do Shark on fucking 3 comic, like, I'm in.
The thing about the timely cap.
My little one collects sharks, so I just keep trying to get after him.
When I mean, again, for anybody doing beginner, I mean, this is not really beginner, but beginner Golden Age. I mean, I promised myself that I would get a timely cap, and because they are similar enough during those years, I kind of didn't care which number I got.
You just wanted one.
I just wanted one that spoke Captain America Schomburg to me, and I just waited until I found one, and it kind of didn't matter which one it was. It made my search a little easier, and I waited for a price point I could afford, and I went for it. I couldn't do anything better than that. I mean, that's going to be my top for cap. Unless I find a similar deal somewhere down the line, but it's just the way to go.
That's how it goes. Like that, or you trade. Like, again, it's not like this is a monster book either. It's just, I mean, I don't know if you can see the bottom. That shit's nice.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, I'm not trying to insult the timelies. I just, you know what I'm saying, though.
Oh, absolutely. I agree to a degree until what Ben's talking about, until those horror comics come up, and those are way different.
I have Mystic, oddly enough, because I bought out a Comic Connect run of Raws when they were doing auctions, and every other horror book around it and good was ending for like $100-$150, and then a run of Mystic. I think I bought 2 through 36 of a couple of the first code issues, and it averaged out to like $14 a book.
Oh,
yeah, fuck me. I sold the first 2. I sold 2 within the first week of having them for like $350 for the pair, and just called it a night. And was like, okay, cool, I have Mystics.
Scott there just bought a Mystic 1, so congrats to him.
Ooh, nice, congratulations.
His taste. He does drift to our common American books once in a while.
Oh, how nice. to what us peasants collect?
He doesn't buy American books often, but when he does, they're Mystic ones.
He makes it count.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm leaning towards foreign stuff now too. You guys are killing me with the foreigns.
Well, there's just so much weirdness. Listen, Scott and I talk a lot, and he was a Golden Age guy. There's a lot of the same mentalities. It's just rare, cool shit you don't see.
Like
this.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right, I'm gonna raise you.
I just thought the DC stuff though. There's such more diversity in what's happening. Shut the fuck up.
Here you go. Oh man.
Beauty.
But I mean, again, it's a 2-0. I got it for nothing. Why can't I get the angle right on this thing? There we go.
So, just because we've only talked Marvel and DC, God damn it, Ben. I want to go to my favorite go-to publisher.
Cheers.
I love myself some Fawcett.
Okay. Hey man, that's a great way to get in too.
Because Cap Marvel is, for the most part, extremely cheap, other than some of the very early war stuff. I mean, I think I got this book, a 7.5 of number 26, which is a great flag cover. This one's a little faded, but still pretty. This was a couple $100 at the time, and I don't think it's that much more now. Maybe it's $5. So, you can get some high grade, very nice Captain Marvel for $100, $200, and you can get low grade for a couple bucks, $20 all day long.
So then the question becomes investing versus collecting, right?
So Captain Marvel to me is an interesting one because DC is still trying to push those movies with The Rock and the Shazam movies and Mary Marvel, who we all know I freaking love.
Oh, look at you guys. I don't have the hat trick.
This one was one that was down. There was a 1.8 that sold at Comic Link for about $7.50.
I got to give a shout out to AC Andrew Cuevas. Old
he
school.
Hooked up with that, I remember.
He did. It was part of the whole. He got me. I got this
and the Peanuts.
And the Peanuts one. He hooked me up. He could have Scoobied that for himself, man, and
So
I'm sure
wait,
well, I ended up trading him.
You have that Peanuts, Sandy?
No, I left all the I literally, you don't understand the goal.
Wait, so does yours have a coupon or no coupon?
What? I think it's got the coupon. I don't know. Yeah, well, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It's not a 5.
So this book is a mofo because it's the original Marvel value stamps with the freaking trading card character postcard things on the back, and you'll see so many nice copies with half the cover missing.
Yeah. So. But that's also like the ultimate mullet book, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, I got a 1.0 and it looks like a 7.
Yes. There's some beauties. That's one that I just love, the Captain Marvel. I think he's a character that's appreciated. He's in the DC stable. There's been some great stories. He can't go down much more. His first appearance is crazy through the roof, but most of the rest of it stayed pretty calm.
It's the only Fawcett book I brought over.
There's some beautiful war covers in there too.
Yeah, Jesus. So that's a good crossover point. The Mac Raboy, however you say his last name, his stuff, and that's some affordable. You want to get affordable classic covers? Go look at the Green Llama run. Go look at some of the Captain Marvel Jr. shit's stupid expensive, but like it's not stupid expensive in comparison to like where'd he go? I want to show him this book.
Ooh.
So the second appearance of the Penguin. Like, yeah.
And what can you get that book for, do you think, right now?
I paid $200 in trade.
Okay.
So I don't know. What is this book gonna I don't know what
I took the Ray Boys upstairs, I just remembered.
What's second Penguin? I don't like the problem with Golden Age now too, you can't get it. Right? Like I started in 2012. 2013 is probably when I started buying Golden Age. And I mainly bought horror because it was dick cheap. But the first thing I did when I got in was that terrifying, sad story about the missing out on the detective FPC. Missing the All-Star and fucking all that shit. But like, what came out of that was some of those more funds, this.
Yeah, there's some beautiful stuff.
That Sensation 13 came out of that deal. The Batman. Can you see the Detective 48? No?
Roughly. Not great.
All right, so this is the first Batmobile.
Yeah,
this came out of that deal.
That's a fun one.
It's a PGX6. It's probably I don't know. It's a PGX6.
But detective can be got. I mean, I've gotten 2 detectives this year for one under $100. That's this one. Granted, it's got a decent chip in it, but it's
what number is it?
That's 108. So that's first bat signal on a cover.
All that large logo stuff is crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't like. Do you think you'll ever see that book again in person?
No, I really don't.
You know what I mean? Like maybe you'll find it online.
This one, I love this cover. Again, 2-0.
There's too many Robin Bondage covers.
Yeah, that's.
I just want to say that because I got a few of them. I got the one with the what's it called? The pendulum, not the pendulum. The fucking swinging thing there. It's like the axe on or like the blade on a swing.
Oh yeah, like a guillotine thing. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
It's that. Yeah, I have that, and I'm like, I'm looking through other stuff. I'm like, why do I have like 4 Robin Bondage covers? Like
I think I paid $150 for this one slab.
Right, so you stole it because
and I paid and I paid $80 for this one, or it might have been $75. Now that I think about it, got a decent chip in it right there. Obviously.
What
That's the
year?
big problem.
When did you buy it?
This year.
Oh. See, I can't touch Golden Age in person anymore.
This is a couple years ago. This one
except
I got
for that collection.
I'm gonna do a little promotion for you, Ben, because that's what I'm gonna do for you because I'm focused for like 30 seconds.
You happen to touch my heart.
You happened to post last Friday on Flashback Friday. Investing on Golden Age DC on a budget, and just kind of talked about some of the series and where in the run were some cheap points. So like you went into Action 1 to 139 and kind of talk about where are some places to buy into this, where's some in the adventure run, and just going through it. So I mean, if somebody's looking to kind of find some of their favorite characters on a lower budget, check that out and kind of read through it. Lots of good information there.
This was one of the books you had pictured in that article as well, by the way.
Look at that. We are cross-promoting. This is as good as it gets.
It's a great cover. I mean, geez.
That's a Golden Age key. Like, that's the difference, though. Like, that's not whatever you paid. Like, that's silly. Like, well, you know what I mean? Like, it's not realistic.
You're right. You're right. It's not.
You find a deal. I bought the last time. The other thing is,
if you find an older shop, you can still find Golden Age, and usually they're not crazy. Now, if you're more into cons, forget it.
This Golden Age, this fat ass early 40s delicious fucking just this shit's stupid.
What number is that?
The early 2.
Well, the problem is half the shops won't touch it. They don't know what they're doing. They're just
It's
doing
not
modern.
out there. I don't think it walks in anymore. Like the
It
gold
does.
shit that I've gotten is all late 40s, early 50s. You never see like here.
Yeah, okay, Shield Wizard, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, but look at the cover. Oh my god! And there's another weird ass bondage. Fucking what is happening?
Somebody was talking MLJ and we didn't touch base with it, so.
Like, and there is. I mean, so circling back, the patriotic stuff, Captain America, Shield Wizard, all of the DC stuff, Superman action.
I'm not saying you'll see it often, but within a city, there's going to be a couple shops where it gravitates to. So
Yeah,
if there is
definitely.
a deal to be had,
There's one shop here.
But are you getting early 40s anymore?
I won't say never. I think I saw some last year pop in, not daily, but it's where I'm at. There's not that much flowing in. Indianapolis is in. I don't want to say there weren't comics here, but there just wasn't the volume. You get to the coast and there's just way more volume of that stuff floating around for some reason. In Indiana, it's barn finds and things like that.
Yeah, that's what it is here in Tennessee as well. There's one shop that gets it. And the shop manager is Overstreet advisor. So I think people bring him that stuff because of that, which is great because then he prices it that way, which is amazing.
I knew a guy who was a dealer or a con dealer in Ohio. He moved down to Tennessee and he freaking loves it down there. Yeah, he says there's deals to be found.
It's better for silver here.
Yeah.
But
he's found a lot of 50 stuff.
And I have too, but it's really sporadic. I mean, it's like a Peanuts book here, a detective there, but Archie here.
Versus here, I don't want to sound woe is me. It's just not here. From my experience in Indianapolis, Indiana, even in general, there is just less coming through. I mean, you go to Chicago, there's a little more. You go to Ohio, there's a little more. I don't know why it is. I just think maybe there weren't a lot of the cities weren't as big as they are now.
Yeah.
So.
But I will say that it'll come through, maybe one time in a year, and then you won't see stuff in that shop for another 8 months, 9 months. Nothing will come through. Then all of a sudden another big collection will come. So it's not like even when it pours in, it's still not pouring in. It's once in a while. You just got to get there really fast and snag the stuff. And of course, I've got dudes like Nelms on my tail trying to get it before me. So
how do you guys feel about online? Like eBay seems like a shit show to try to buy stuff, but I've all but given up paying attention. Like I don't want to buy raw fucking books.
I think it also what are you looking for? If you go to some of those tertiary characters, which investing, collecting, I don't know, but we talked about last week, Plastic Man, some of those kind of characters. I see auctions in all the time for run books in there in the $10 to $20 range, sometimes cheaper. Like it's just what's your passion? What do you want? You're not going to find horror books cheap, but some of those other things maybe.
I do. I find some of the odd EC numbers, the non iconic covers. I found a bunch of those for $20-$30 this year.
Yeah, you can find stuff on eBay. You just can't find the great shit cheap because everybody.
And they're never going to be in good shape. I mean, they're beaters, but I mean, you get what you can find now. I mean, they just never pop up, so you just take whatever you find. Upgrade them later if you have a chance.
So I will say to the 3 or 4 people that end up watching this, I've done.
There's 10 right now. We're doing pretty good.
Or we're cranking. Sorry, 10 people. But it's going to go down now that I've insulted people. I've done very, very well, and I know you and I have talked about this forever on Comic Connect.
Yeah.
While everyone else is chasing slab books, I'm running out the side with. I don't know.
Comic Connect is a shit show of a auction.
Who is feedbacking, by the way?
Mike's got a baby.
That's no. I'm above my garage. My wife just got home.
Okay.
So that's the garage door.
Was the garage door? I'm like, what the fuck? Oh,
it was the garage door.
What the heck is that feedback?
Sorry, I was recording earlier today with Matt for Global Comic, and I'm in the basement. My children, I must have been playing tag upstairs or something. It was nonstop stomping.
So say 35. What is that?
Yeah.
No, it's 39. It's second row.
39.
Well, it's probably because it was tucked between a freaking lot of 12 Tarzan comics and a,
No, it was
Comico presents 4.
No, it's alongside things like a 4.0 Tech 35 and, a 6.0 Action 3.
Yeah, but then there's the other shit.
And then there's a 1.0 this that's raw, and these big guys don't want to even look at a raw. So I think this probably should have been 1,500 to 1,800 back then.
Wow.
And it was under $1,000.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm going to stay in. Thank you, Facebook.
I prefer Comic Link to watch is a little more organized. But there are a lot
for buying real books is better, but for stealing raws?
Yes, you're right. Comic Connects, you just have to dig through a lot of shitbird books to get to anything good. And then Holy Grails, shitbird, and then the good stuff in the middle.
Stop.
I want to show you what sensations are out there so you know. These were all like the $20 books.
Yeah. Well, they're not anymore, but
they can be gotten for 100 or 200 though.
Easily.
Which isn't terrible.
Yeah, and I always went low grade.
I think you can find some sensation still. Oh, our buddy Nick L has joined.
What up, Nick L?
Nick.
Long lost CBSI brother.
So then when you get to this point, when you go from this full... So that's where I decided I was going to stop. When you go from this logo to small logo, in most DC, that's where I want to get out. I don't want to do any small logo anything. And then when you get even later...
Looks like it's heading towards romance.
So this is that 50s stuff where
there's a few romance type things.
Oh, there's a bunch. I want to live in the early 40s. And I think you still can. Oh, yeah.
Missing centerfolds. Don't get me started on that, huh?
Do you not like it, Z?
Oh, I've bought a few. I don't do it on a common book, but for the right book, I've owned a few.
That's the only way I'm going to own a lot of books.
I bought an Exciting 9 no centerfold, or I traded for it, but I had it, and then I was like, no, I'm going to get a complete one, and I sold it. I made a lot of money on it, and I just never saw an affordable copy again, so I regret it.
So when we're talking about Golden Age 2, today we're talking about superhero stuff. And in a lot of cases, those books, the innards matter. The story matters. Whatever the key is matters. So if the story is affected, that could be a problem for centerfolds. But I think almost the entirety of the rest of Golden Age is all covers. So who cares about the stuff
that's not? I would argue, because we were talking about it last week on something. Buck Rogers. The Famous Funnies 3, first Buck Rogers. It was missing the Buck Rogers story as well as multiple pages here and there.
And he sold it for a ton.
Yeah, I don't even remember now, but I just remember being floored and being like, okay, I'm gonna go buy a good book. I also believe in sod and half books. But only
that's a beautiful one.
So this is first appearance of Superboy. And I should probably not be able to own this, but it's
that was a deal.
Yeah, another shout out. Sean legit got this for me, my boy. What up, Snoopy? And we traded. He got a steal on it. I don't even fucking remember what I traded him, but now I have first Superboy, and it's cut in half, and I loves it.
Hey, cut in half is.
Oh, I remember that story. Oh yeah.
I traded. It's even got the. It came from OSPG Advisor collection.
So, I don't have it anymore because I sold it again, but I had that, I called it the Mohawk, or the Scalped Horrific 3, where I had the 2/3 of the bottom cover, but missing the top. But I got it for, I don't know, $300, and I sold it a few months later after I realized I'd sold the rest of the run. Other than number 1, I won't sell number 1. I fucking love it. But
I think the question there,
because somebody wanted that part of the cover.
The question about the centerfold is really a larger overarching one, I think. You have to decide for yourself as a collector what you're willing to be okay with. Some people don't like anything missing. Other people don't mind if there's tears or chips. Some people hate ticks on the spine. For me, I need the cover to be complete. I honestly don't even care what the inside looks like. I'll buy a freaking reprint if I want to read it.
I was going to ask, how much of the cover do you need to be there?
The whole thing.
So it's a good example, right? I picked in that collection that I picked virtually. I thought I was going into a dollar bin pick virtually, and the first box was Golden Age. I'm like, we're in, people. Batman 44, classic Joker cover, the bright red cover, 5 Joker heads on it. It was one of the first books in there. It's missing. What up, your man, Stan? It's missing the bottom third.
I think everything's
I'm thrilled to own it.
Everything's what's the price?
That's not relevant.
We
price averaged.
I got busted up for buying restored books on occasion. I've got a Black Cat 50 restored that's whatever. I don't care.
Did you know?
I don't care about restoration. Yeah, when I say complete,
we lost.
When I say complete, too, I don't mind some chips here and there. It depends on the book, though.
Yeah,
and depends on where the chip is.
So would you buy a coverless Batman one?
Yes.
Okay.
I bought a page of Tech 27. Not even a Batman page.
Do you still have that?
Yeah.
I like you.
That's going in my collection. I'm not fucking doing shit with it. To me, that's just, I will never own more of that book. I own a page. Okay. Fuck it. I got a page.
I think I know where you got that too, and I think there's still some available, if I'm not mistaken.
He was selling them a couple in a row. I grabbed a page I liked, and I called it a day. It had a nice crime story in it, and I liked it because some of it's Western and weird shit. So I was like, yeah. All right, brittle. Oh, Scotty went to the other problem. Brittle pages. Oh. I tell you what, if you get it in a slab, it kind of lives there, and it is what it is, and it's a display piece. What the hell book was it? I picked up some book that it was a decent Golden Age key. I mean, I don't buy the big boy books. And I opened it for a second, and it started just disintegrating. I closed it up, I put it to CBCS, and I said, that's it. I don't love brittle pages just because your chance of it just something going wrong is so high.
So that first Lois Lane gets named? What is that?
No, it's just, I don't think it's anything. It's just a Superman 16. But this is an example, I can see from here. I take it out, but the second I do, I'm going to lose part of the spine. This is a great example of, I'll live in the brittle page, brown cream page zone for early 40s books at the right price. I bought most of my stuff in 2012 to 2014.
Yeah.
So
this Stan has the best thing. Is once it's in a slab, you're okay. But to get it there is fucking scary. And they got a page count, and God knows if they're gonna break it. And fuck.
I told you about that EC. I just fucking split it right in two.
I remember when I was kind of getting back in 12, 13, watching a set of auctions where a guy out of Iowa, and he was selling just crazy books. He had graded it. What are you doing there? You asshole. Showing some TNT 1 in the Golden Age show? Fuck off. He was selling books that he had graded.
Stored in the Golden Age box.
He was just an eBay reseller who had consigned a big collection, and he sent a bunch of books off. And I just remember seeing grail after grail, not big ones, but like early famous funnies, all these ones that you're like, oh shit, you don't see them, but they all came back brittle page, missing a page that had fallen out.
So you just go bargain shopping.
You just got to be careful with the brittle. I mean, you got to know what you're getting into. You don't want to find that out after you bought it online. If you see it when you're there and you know what you're getting, great. But you sure going to take a risk page count in the damn thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Tandem. I don't have that one.
I love this cover. I love
This
it.
one?
Yeah.
I like this cover too. I had
logo.
Crazy Quilt and Sportsmaster, Nick. I do have Crazy Quilt Man somewhere.
Nick asked about DC villains. I mean, villains in general. I want super established.
The one that always surprises me as much as demand it has is the Solomon Grundy.
What?
Oh.
Surprises you that it's not more expensive?
No, I just like as far as characters
All-American?
go, he feels underutilized in the world, but he just is.
Because that shit, to be fair, take a look at Spectre. How many Spectre? I mean, Spectre was in 16, 14 fucking Morphons, and then like the JSA circle jerk bullshit. Like,
wow. Tell us
That's
what
how
you
I really feel.
so like, I mean, DC villains, right? Like, I like
Oh man.
stuff that I can't afford, like Batman one, even when I try to buy a coverless copy and the person doubles the price when I went to pay.
I see that again. I hate you.
Yeah, it's a nice copy too. You can hate on.
I really want a copy of that.
Yeah.
Stan,
I
you
used to get half off at that store.
Oh.
Stan, you tried to clean brittle pages. You're insane. I don't even know how you would attempt such a thing.
No, right. So there used to be a theory that you could rehydrate the pages and this and that. Like, you can't, man. Paper doesn't regenerate.
You gotta deacidify it too.
You can't. Like, there's no. Yeah, fucking microchamber paper. So the reason this is important for people that don't know, the reason paper goes brittle is because it oxidizes. The reason it oxidizes is because the paper. Here we go. It acidifies, and as it acidifies, the structural integrity, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, of the paper changes fundamentally. So, like, you can't go back. It's not. This is such a bad analogy. It's not like when people have a dry bag and they'll put a tiny little moist paper towel in it to make the bud fucking fluffy again. Morello knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Don't ever use an orange peel. Vitamin C and citric acid kills THC. Yeah, you can't rehydrate paper.
No, and
that's my answer to Nick. I like going for classic covers. Can you see this?
Well, I understand the Grundy's a beautiful cover. It's nuts.
Like, I'll never afford Batman 1, but I'll afford Detective 69, and I have a few of the good Batman Catwoman covers. I don't know what else is out there for major villains, Nick, that like are obtainable. Yeah, but that's not obtainable, is it? And what fucking grade is that?
That's a 5.5 old label.
Right, so it's like a 7.
But it's attainable, but yeah.
It was attainable. How much is a 6.0 of that now?
It's about $1,000 a point.
Yeah, easily. That's not like. I mean, that's another thing too, right? There's price levels that people play at, and it defines how the golden age market in all grades get priced. There's no more of the $20 books. The $20 books are the fucking 4-color, almost Silver Age
Dell, yeah.
Mickeys and shit. Yeah,
Right.
junk.
And Funny Animal.
There's the $50 to $100 range. There's a $250 cap, the $500, the $1,000, the $2,500, and then you get into the real. Once you're 25, it's like $2,500, $5,000. I think the step after $5,000 is 10.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to spend like
6 or 7, you're going to go 9.
I'm never going to spend 6, but at the point that I'm considering 8, I'm going to start looking at $10,000, $11,000 books. And that also helps set those prices, right? This cost me way too little in trade. It was a GW trade. I appreciate him.
Congrats, Stan the man. I don't know how you did it, but congrats on that brittle book.
That's all right.
That you didn't make it
I would have
blow
been
up
terrified.
was amazing.
Yeah, I don't.
I would
get
have
scared.
shit my pants the whole time.
I get scared taking a
Fives.
book out of a slab and cutting the Mylar, man. That to me is like
Scared so
Mission
bad.
Impossible.
I hate that.
Yeah. So that you fucking did anything to a brittle beige book is amazing. You have nerves of fucking steel and nads of concrete. So,
Agreed. I would never. No way.
this is just, I'm going to post this for our friend Bobby Ray, who's been asking about some stuff in Europe and buying comics. So 789, they're good guys. They sell some good books.
Yeah.
So check them out. You can also check out Sad Lemon. He's got some good stuff.
Honestly, yeah. If we're talking about UK, Scott's Collectibles.
Oh, is he in the UK too?
Yeah, he's a super good dude. He's mostly moderns and crazy store variants, but he is a fantastic dude.
Yeah, so Scott's Collectibles.
Slab City's over there. Matt from Slab City is another really good dude.
Okay.
Simon from Sad Lemon, I'll give him a shout out. When that Spider-Gwen thing came out, the Shannon Mayer Spider-Gwen, I ordered one from him, and he shipped it very well protected. But
yeah, he does a good job.
Right, but the post office did a better job at bending the thing in half.
Yeah, well, you can't help a postman on crack.
But and I reached out to Simon. I did not reach out as me. I didn't reach out being like, "Hey, it's CBSI Ben." Like, I just reached out being like, "Hey, this showed up within 30 minutes." I got a response being like, "Hey, really sorry to hear that." He had a fresh one coming to me from somebody over here in the States. So,
yeah,
Sad Lemon, good comic karma.
Yeah, if you're in the UK, those are some good guys to deal with, or over in Europe even. So shipping is crazy.
This is another way I deal with first villains. This is first Luthor, but like first bald Luthor or first Luthor named. It's some nonsense that's not Action 17.
Yeah, one of those early fucking ones. This
is where I get lost.
Because it's confusing. First Lex is a great book, but it's not one. I think it's because the cover it's lost. That's not like holy shit. I need that. But I think a lot of his are.
Superman covers?
No, Lex's.
Oh, that's not Lex. That's just some putz.
Oh, that's not even Lex.
Yeah, that's the worst part, right?
Isn't the first Lex room? I think
you'll never see me hold a Superman book
where it's like a brick wall or some shit. That's the first Lex, right? Something with a brick wall.
Yeah, somebody will school better than I'm doing here.
Yeah, I know.
First bald Luthor or whatever. First Luthor is like 17 or 9. It's some they're 23.
23 sounds right.
But he has red hair. This is the first time he's bald, and it might be his second appearance.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, that's the answer to Nick's question about dealing with Golden Age villains, because I mean, who is there besides like Catwoman, Joker? Like, that's Batman 1.
Yeah.
Grundy's All-Star, All-American 61.
This is Scared
There's
Pro.
the Batman stuff. Like, I think Vicky Vale and is it Vicky Vale and Mad Hatter together?
Well, Batman's amazing because we want the first We want the first
That's
Bat plane. We want the first Batmobile. We want the first Ace. We want everything Batman, you know?
Nick says 23. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
I knew I'd get there if I rambled long enough.
He's there to help.
There's a lot in Batman and a lot in Detective.
It is interesting. Action doesn't really establish his villains till much later. He kind of gets a lot of his more well-known later regime, because Superman is almost as developing over time. Like, he'll have one good villain or two, and then it'll be 10 years, and then you'll get another one. You know, it's not like we're Batman. Everybody hit him early on.
No, Batman's super spread out if you look at it. If you actually look at the oh no, it is seriously
compared to Superman, though.
Yeah, but Batman's like big villain a year almost. Like Riddler, like Penguin. This is second Penguin. This is much later in the fucking run. Think about that.
What issue's that?
59.
Yeah, but like think of Soups. Like, he had Lex.
Much later. Much
but I mean,
later.
Soups, a lot of his villains, his bigger ones, are still coming in like Action.
242.
Parasite comes up. 242.
No, 242 is Brainiac. Is Parasite a big
340. One? No,
what,
but I'm just saying.
Superman. Who are the Superman villains? Luthor.
I don't know. I just feel like
Brainiac.
He doesn't have any villains because
that's the end of it. That's why. It's like the Wonder Woman run. Go look at the Wonder Woman run and tell me all the villains.
Cheetah.
It's like issue 6. And
that's
then,
about it.
Yeah, and then you end the run. Like, Batman has all the meat, but it's
and then it's just ropes.
It is.
After that, her main villain's ropes.
It's so fun. And executioner hoods.
Oh, God.
And then little fat baby kids. I don't understand that.
That's the weird. No, that's the early sensation shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
If you go look at the Batman run, I'm telling you, you will be shocked. Like, when you see how late Riddler is, when you see how late Human Moth, not human, what the fuck's a moth thing called? Killer Moth.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Riddler's really late. Two-Face isn't super early. Like, the super early Batman villains are Hugo Strange, I think, might be the first.
Yeah, he's early.
He might be the first,
he's in Batman 1, right?
No, he's in Detective.
Or is he Tech 27?
No, he's in Tech 38 or something. There's no villain until, like...
No, but Hugo is in Batman 1. I've seen Hugo Strange pages from Batman 1. There's more than one story.
Yeah, no, there's definitely more than one story.
He's in there. Because I've looked at pages from Batman 1.
Crime Suspense 22 going off in 8 minutes on eBay. Anyone, if they want one under $1,000. Looks like it's going to go for under $1,000.
Is it raw?
It's raw. It's beat.
I'm behaving. I bought a modern grill this week, so I'm behaving.
What did you buy this week?
I bought myself an NEC 14, the newsletter.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah. I know. I think Morello knew it too. We talked about it because he lives in that land.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. I do.
Land, sort of.
That's an amazing book, man. That thing's so freaking rare.
Yeah, I've got the frickin' ash can that nobody talks about, and I've got the special edition 9.8, and I've got the number 2 9.8, and I need a black 9.8, but I needed that NEC.
Yeah, you were right. He's in Hugo Strange is in Batman 1. I didn't know that.
Ah, once in a while the lackey knows something.
No, respect.
I only know it because I was looking at pages one time. Somebody.
Well, I only know half of what I know. This is something. People out there that want to learn Golden Age stuff, I like that the best.
I only know half of what I know. Ben, I'm going to quote you on that like 5 years from now. I only know half of what I know. I love it.
Well, it's because you forgot the other
It's a great
half.
quote.
Because of these, man. We were
these
talking
auction
about this
catalogs
shit
are
the other night, right? Was it? And I said I have this.
Oh yeah.
That was the fucking
Yeah.
cover that Chris. It was Chris that pointed it out, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, this shit you don't even understand.
Well,
Like,
you sent me
Mike,
the Sotheby's.
Mike, get the fuck out of here.
90.
Were we talking about this? Look at the original art. Ready? Oh,
Yes.
like,
Oh,
get the fuck out
I just
of
finally
here.
got myself a copy. That's amazing.
Yeah, the original art for that. Like, it's stupid. Karl Barks paintings.
Yeah, I
Frisell
mean,
paintings.
Oh,
the Sotheby's 92 you sent me had Spawn 1 art.
Yeah, right. Like, for oh Christ,
It went for a couple grand.
dude, you don't understand.
This will make your head hurt and cry and wish you were smarter. Oh God!
Like,
Yeah.
you're just like, we have the Mile High copy of Tech 1. We think it'll get 22 grand. I'm like, that's cool. 109. This is the 6th shot. Ready? Look at this nonsense.
I don't even want to know.
I got the fucking.
Oh, you got the endpoint.
I got the auction report.
prices realized. Prices realized.
What it went for. It didn't because it got pulled.
What? The Tech 1?
Yep.
That means somebody made a private
Because it
offer.
didn't either.
Yep. No, it means somebody came in and was
Yeah.
like, fuck your 22 grand. I'll give you this.
Yeah, I'll give you
It's
28.
stupid. Like,
Yeah.
the books. So, for anyone who doesn't know, in the early 90s, when comics started exploding again, right around the time of Image Comics coming out, Superman 75.
I'm gonna pause and get another drink because I need it while you're doing this because I don't want to listen because I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I lived through it. Man.
I will
You
listen
didn't
gladly.
teach Me, fuck you. I lived through it. It sucks.
So did I didn't buy anything good then either.
Sotheby's and
should've.
Christie's in the very early 90s started doing these crazy big auctions, and people brought in everything. Everything, Mike. I mean, Jesus, I'm just going to grab. No, this book sucks. So I only know about these because my father collected comics to a degree, and he left. I didn't leave. I had this when I was growing up, and like always looked at it and got back in. It's from one of the first. It's from '92, but this thing got me so hooked. There's Frazetta OA. There's so much. There's Barks paintings. There's the amount of Golden Age in this. Like, more important, like, just fucking. Oh, we're just gonna sell an Action 1. Whatever. Like,
God. What was the auction estimate on that Action 1?
80 to 100 grand. And the thing is, back then, they still operated in that good to mint. They're like, it's either good, fine, or mint. And you're like, okay.
That's a big change.
What's even grosser is the Silver Age shit. They're like, here's your pile of Golden Age Silver First Appearance trash.
What's
Ooh,
your
that
most
question.
relished original art piece that you own? Well,
That's a Morello question.
most of my original art is trash. And when I say this, Ben's gonna cry because I have the cover to Prime #3.
Yeah, for what it's worth, see, I found my portfolio tonight of original art, and I'm flipping through. I'm like, how the fuck do I own original pages from Ultraverse?
Well, if there's any Prime,
Got two of them.
My favorite.
Which ones? What is it?
Your favorite? Come on, Mike. Show the painting so everyone can weep.
Oh, what's the painting?
I gotta go
Is
get
that
it.
not the
You want to go
favorite?
get it?
Is that not your favorite?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
It's
Like,
absolutely
what
my
do you
favorite.
have?
Neil?
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah,
Have you
I'll go
seen
get
it,
it.
Anthony? You've
Go
seen
get
You haven't seen it yet, Joe?
I don't think so.
Hold on, I'll go get it.
I'm
I'll go
worried.
get it. Give me a second.
I like original art. I just don't have the fucking balls to spend money on it. I spend like $100, $200.
I'm just gonna show badass shit that I like. Like again, this was like $80.
There was a whole time where I wanted to do the Gatling gun theme and get the exciting and get the Batman 33. I didn't even know about that.
Have the 33.
There's the greatest comics number 2 or 4 with Shazam doing it. I don't think there's a Superman with a Gatling gun, is there?
No.
There's no need for that, huh?
There's a classic.
Wait, what is this?
What's what?
Wait, is that Cinar or Sealor?
What's that?
Who is that?
Morello's? No.
Vampirella.
Who's the artist?
Talking about the art?
Yeah.
Enric Torres Pratt.
Huh.
This shit's crazy.
The guy who did
published.
He did 54 of the original Vampirella covers. And he so obviously Frazetta did the first few. There's a couple of others that did them throughout. There's a Kelly cover in there. I think there's maybe a Boris cover or two. I forget what else is in that run, but Gonzalez. But Pratt did, or Enric, as most people know him, did 54 of the covers. And I had the opportunity to buy that painting, knowing that it was unpublished. And but here's the thing, though. It was published. There's a long article on CBSI about it right now. It's Cover Tunes 100. If you want to, dig in a little deeper into the history of the painting. But long story short, the agent for the painter said the original sketch was auctioned, and the original painting has been lost. But the original painting was not Vampirella; it was another figure. It was used on a foreign horror mag, which it was. It was used on a Spanish horror mag called Antares or Antares. And then then when Warren saw the painting, they said, "We love it. Can you please take out, do another painting, take out the figure that you have in there, put Vampirella in, and we'll publish it as a Vampirella cover." So he did that, and they never used it as a Vampirella cover. However, that is the original painting. He just painted over the original figure. Yeah. And put Vampirella in where the other woman had been. So there's a little bit more to it than that, but generally speaking, that's the published art with Vampirella painted over the top of the other woman. And then they never used it as a Vampirella cover. So
Stan the Man, there's a modern cover that somebody did very close to that. One of the Turkish guys. And that's why I was asking, because somebody did a swipe of it.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know how public this painting has been over the years. I got it from a private seller. It's possible. I don't know. I've been trying to get Dynamite to publish it, but they're not getting back to me. So that's definitely my favorite. What he paid,
but whatever it was worth it. The testicle and a half.
It was way too low.
I just want to say,
it was really low.
I don't have any good art. I mean, all art's good, whatever. I don't think I have, I don't have anything in the realm of, that Vampy is, that's cool that it's worth theoretical money because it's getting buried with me. Right?
Yeah.
That's original art. It's so hard to sell.
It doesn't matter because it's never going anywhere. All my art,
never.
I mean, all the stuff I have, man. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Take it. I have this out tonight. This is a Perez. I probably shouldn't be doing this. These are probably somewhat expensive. Well, that's a pretty fucking.
That's cool.
It's from Avengers. It's from the second Avengers run.
Perez stuff is not cheap anymore.
I don't know if it was ever. All right, here. Now, do it not upside down. We'll be in business.
Well, I tell you what, there was I almost bought one cover. and I regret pussing out. And it isn't even that great a cover, but there was a Michael Turner. Michael Turner does one fucking. There's a variant for Project Superpowers 1 with Black Terror. That fucking cover went up, and I think I bid close to $2,000, and somebody just snatched it away. But I mean, my favorite Golden Age character, and Michael Turner. Who the fuck? I should have bought it. I should have fucking. I think I was not maybe working at the time, so I didn't go crazy. But I wish I had. So
the only regret of
my other favorite was. Sorry, go.
The only piece I've missed that I regret is that Shull's original Christmas card.
Oh yeah, fuck.
There was it was stupid. There was an original, and this was in 2013, 2014 when I had money to.
I remember talking to you on that one.
Christmas cards with it's the only thing I've ever seen on Comic Link have a fucking reserve. I bid against myself to try to drive it up, but it wouldn't work. I contacted Comic Link, which at the time I should have gotten further because I was buying this is in the beginning when I was buying $17 slabs. I'd bid $17 on every fucking Silver Age auction. And anything that ended for less than $17, I owned. Hundreds and hundreds of slabs I bought that way. And then I traded them into that store, and I did okay. And they never got back to me. They never acknowledged it. The piece disappeared. I would have paid really, 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 real money.
I'd like to see that, Stan. You should post that and tag us all on Instagram or something, man. I want to see that.
Yeah, seriously, I do.
I don't even know what it is. You know who would know because he didn't show up? He's maybe taking a nap.
P-Dubs.
No, McClay, man. McClay knows early artist shit from everyone.
Oh, nice.
I want to see this, my friend. So please post it. Tag me at Comics Are the Norm.
So while we're on P-Dubs.
Oh, God.
I got to give a shout out to Paul because he hooked me up with this. This is second Penguin.
How did Paul hook you up with something?
Second Penguin cover. I'm not going to divulge that because I don't want you stepping in line in front of me.
Well, did he point you in the way?
He facilitated something for me.
Okay. I'm just amazed it ended up well. That's like the 2%.
It's weird. Paul and I, we vibe on a level, man.
It doesn't matter. He just has a
he does
penchant for shit to go wrong.
He does, and that's why it's why him and I do well.
Your mellowness makes it okay.
Some of the stuff like this.
I hate you.
I know. Like Flash 5, 10. This is all stuff, though. Like, here's a great example. It beat to shit, early 50s, 40s, Moldoff, Hawkman cover. I can get the fuck out of town. Again, $100. I don't know. That's how I got the stuff I have, and for what it's worth, I really don't have any big money books. Like I have cool shit that I like.
You got a lot of randomness that you picked up at very reasonable prices.
Yeah, I went through my eBay stuff today and got a little sick when I was like, "Oh my god, I have another 150 horror books." Like, that's not good.
I've got probably a short box and a quarter of Golden Age. I don't have a lot. I just like all of it that I've acquired. It's all gotten there.
I'm very picky about mine.
I wasn't smart.
I'm with you. I'm the same way with the Golden Age, especially.
I think I should have been. The amount of stuff I have, it's tough. I can justify anything because at $10 or $20 a book, Or like
very little of it selling at that price now.
These early 40s, I paid $100 without blinking every time. What a ridiculously dumb cover that is. I love it. And like, if we ever do football, I'm in. And for what it's worth, this is the issue before First Spectre. 52 is First Spectre. 51 is the ad for First Spectre. This, again, is part of that goddamn run that had the tech and the fucking... Fuck that dude, man. I had so many books coming to me.
FPC,
right in the face. And then there's other stuff you can sneak
trying to
away
find
with.
his first printed work, but stuck at Googling.
Like, if you want to play in the weird zone, you can sneak away with shit like this, the guides for next to nothing. But
Superboy 2?
No, Superboy 10. It's the first appearance on Lana.
Oh, Lana.
Lana Lang.
Wait, can you show that again? Oh, no, that's not him as a balloon. 2's him as a balloon. That's him roped up. That's why I got confused.
I just moved to Superboy 6 and 7. Was I talking to you about this? One of you two.
Yeah, you did. You mentioned
fucking super low-grade slabs that I had picked up in Comic Connect for, $50, $60 because nobody wants to play in low-grade on big auction sites, but eBay, I got like close to $300 a piece for them.
I tell you what, Superboy 1 is it's a wish list book for me. I don't know why. I just have a fascination with that book.
I want that book, but I missed the boat.
Here's an interesting talking point. Take the big boys out. No Action 1s, no Tech 27s, none of that. You can have one golden Age book right now. What is it?
Go Z.
Going Exciting 9. That character's always been visually appealing. I'm a pharmacist. He's a pharmacist. That book is one I want. I just would like a complete one. I had a 0.5 and I wanted like a 3.
What about you, Mike?
Phantom Stranger 1.
This is funny.
That's a good one.
Somebody posted one the other day, and I was like, oh, hey, great book. And they replied to me with, I was like, it's tough to, I said something like, it's expensive something, and they were like, oh, yeah, well, you understand, it's because it's rare, this, that, and the other. I'm like, thanks for the fucking history lesson, dude. Like,
keep talking, yeah.
All that early 50s shit is expensive. Like, everything from that cycle is expensive. And define not take big boys out.
Last week, my answer would have been different.
Really?
Last week, my answer would have been different.
Did you get whatever you wanted?
No, it's on the way.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's on the way, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah.
So, Ben, let's go with this mythical 5,000 to 10,000 level.
The what level?
This 5 to 10,000 level. Let's go in that level.
Well, I think
you don't credit in, but if you did
10,000, so under 10 grand.
Yeah.
Like any book
What's the golden age book you'd buy that you would if you could get yourself to do 9 grand? What is it?
Something horror. Well, I know it's
Nothing
too
specific.
big, but like
One of the big boys.
What I have, like, I was always the guy who didn't. I just wanted to have everything, so I bought low grade and I bought multiples. Like when I started going Silver Age stuff, I always went low in quantity. So like, I feel like I would do. I mean, I did the same with Golden Age. If I could have one book, I don't know, probably a Batman key or a horror. Like I have all the horror of those, so I don't.
Nick L.
Oh no! Weird fucking tip. Police Comics, a good call, Nick.
Very good
Weird
call.
Tales of the Future 3. Weird Tales of the Future 3. Fucking that or Detective Comics 8. I regret missing very few books. I should have bought that Tech 8 when I had the chance. It was like $3 grand last year.
I have never seen a Police Comic 1 in real life. I don't see most of them in real life. I do have a Plastic Man 1.
Ooh.
Which, beyond being Plastic Man 1, has a really badass skull cover. So
Chamber of Chills 19 would be my other.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Chamber, Black Cat, I'd answer all those last year, but I bought or I traded for them.
Yeah,
I held off. That was something I fucked up on.
yeah.
I kept buying all the small stuff and going, whatever, I'll buy the good stuff for horror later.
There
A lot of
was-
those top horror books I don't like. There's
Like
there's
what?
probably
The
half
Injury
that
of the
list.
eye, the flaming poker at the eye.
Bailey.
cover? Is that Mr. Mystery?
Yeah. Mystery.
That,
Yeah.
Sorry, that book's terrible. Like I'm fucking whatever. You guys can all you fancy fucking Golden Age people out there that aren't watching this anyway, can hate on me for that, but that cover is terrible. The Exploding Tomb of Terror cover, like
Yeah. Punch 12.
Comics 12 is fantastic.
Oh, Punch
Yeah,
12.
Punch 12 would make lists. I'm not sure you can find it under 10 at this point.
No, Weird Tales of the Future 3. Under 10 grand, that's my book. That or Detective 8. Weird Tales of the Future 3 is Basil Wolverton cover. You don't understand what's happening until you've seen his work. Like, his sci-fi horror crossover shit,
God, Police
Weird
Comic
Tales
1's
of-
a great choice. Fucking Nick. That's on there. That's on my list. Oh,
What cover?
Police 1. I mean, I'm still stuck on it. Sorry. It was a good
Police
good
1's a
choice.
good book. I mean, like, I would go with books like X-69.
Yeah, it's good. There's so many.
Like, Weird Tales of the Future 3. I have the 4.
I don't.
4's kind of fucked up, too.
I just don't. I don't try and think about too many of these because then I get too many on my wish list. I try and have 2 or 3 that I want. And these are. I actually, Nick, you make an interesting point. I made a list probably in 13 of books I wanted to own, and I stumbled upon it on Google Drive a while ago, and of the books on there that I had put on there, the only ones I hadn't knocked off is that for some reason I wanted the original Ghost Rider run, like the 1 to 5, the early ones with Frazetta's.
I was going to say the Frazetta or not.
Oh yeah.
Both. There's a mix in there, Ayers and Frazetta. I didn't get those. I didn't get a Police Comics 1. And when I stumbled upon it, I had not had a Buster Crab 5, but I got that guy.
Yeah, I like that book.
So
I only own one Plastic Man book, and I love this cover. I did not know what I think that's the most amazing cover.
he's
Love
got
that
some
thing.
crazy,
It's nothing.
like, he drifted into some horror type stuff for a while.
Yeah, that's clearly based on something horror, right? That's so
there's
cool.
some great
Love that
Plastic
book.
Man horror stuff in the later part of that run, or the mid-late run. It went a little drifted weird.
So while Mike's bringing
That's
up
35. That's number 35.
and that's early 50s DC. That's post quality, right? That was a DC.
No, that's still. Yep, that's quality. That's quality. This one's quality.
It shifts to DC soon, right?
I do not know the number.
Probably. After it's hard to see, but
So while Mike's not on the subject, I'm going to go to it. Sorry, I thought it was DC. There's that sweet spot of DC that we talk about early silver, late gold, and we're talking about Wonder Woman and stuff. Here's a book that I think. So, to put out other books in this range, within the few years of this, is the Martian Manhunter, the Batwoman,
yeah.
the Wonder Woman 98. That's all that late gold, early silver, early code shit.
Yeah.
Adventure 247.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
This, I think, is one of the most undervalued keys.
Crypto.
That's so affordable. Yeah, fuck you, crypto. Yeah.
Crypto. Yes. 210, right? Is that the number?
What happened?
Is that Adventure 210?
Yes, 210, and then 247 is the Legion.
I cannot say I've ever seen a crypto on a wall. And I've been to some decent cons, and I never see it.
I bought this off a wall.
G-Dub? Or Super?
No, it was in a store. It was in a store that actually I'm not welcome in any longer because I was willing to pay sticker price for books and never said, hey, there's a speculation site that would make you raise the price of these books.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, so. But I paid $300 back in 2014, and then I paid, I don't want to talk about it, for a second copy 6 years later.
Yeah, that wasn't too long ago. I remember you mentioning that one.
I paid up for that.
Yeah.
I paid $300 for this.
Yeah, you were in an animal state there.
Yeah, but I also think it's, so I think I paid like $1,200. And I still thought that was an investment buy-in price.
I don't think it's a bad bet.
I tend to hedge my bets with stuff. I have wild logic of, I had a good week on eBay. It doesn't matter what I pay, which isn't healthy, but that's how you end up with a lot of the Batman shit I have.
Liz, I think I got sidetracked in this diatribe, but at one point in my day, I owned 3 Black Cat 50s, and I sold one, and I fucking made a lot of money, and I still wish I owned 3.
And that's the thing, right? I mean, we talk about books that are too big. Books are only too big, for me at least, with cash. I'm still in that, if we're talking more than 5, I'm not really comfortable, man.
But you'll trade.
Yeah, once we're talking trade, I don't know if there's a number I'm uncomfortable with. My end goal really is to have Batman 1 to 100 and a Tech 27 to 100.
Yeah, so the issue is I don't
trading.
Where I live, I just don't get a lot of cons, and when I do, they're either the big boys I don't want to go to that don't have the great dealers, or they're little shows and they don't have great dealers. But when I hit a few of them, and I would love to hit Little Giant, I would love to trade for some. But
it's a great fucking show to do.
In my realm, I've just gotten to the point where, yes, I have to sell and buy, and my brother just cries about the books I've sold. But sometimes I'm going to buy this book I want, and I'm going to sell whatever it takes to make up the money. And sometimes it sucks because it hurts, and then the tax man gets his piece. But that's sometimes the trading I do is in my head. I've bought this. I need to sell this. I love this more than these 4 books.
This is the one that I think there's a ton of room on this thing.
The Supergirl prototype.
I know this is that late, yeah, and this is that late time you're talking about. I think Ben, this 1958.
I like that book.
7, 8.
I just am not sure if it didn't pick up at the show, if it's gonna. When the Supergirl show went. Nick L.
I guess that's probably.
You're freaking right. The Midwest sucks for books. The South is way better, and I hate you. I hate you for selling all your books and buying a crotch rocket. And I wish I would have bought a few more.
Did you really?
Nick L. Yeah, Nick L. was a student up here at, I think, Wisconsin, and was an early admin or mod with Ben. And
I know. Yeah, I know.
He kept some good books. Or if he didn't, he got back in with some good books.
He sold a lot of books over about a 2-month period and bought himself a crotch rocket. So, cheers to you, Nick. We love you. And I hate you that you're probably finding way better books that I'll find in the fucking Midwest. I have to count on making deals with questionable folks like these.
Yeah, I mean, Massachusetts isn't bad, man. I'm going to say. There's a lot of love up here. And it helps to know people. Like that Little Giant show. I mean, Little Giant himself. So the dude who runs it, his name's Jason. He's another great dude. He keeps some strong books. I've gotten some tasty, obscure shit from him. And the price is always, keeps me coming back. Him, Ted from Superworld, super good. His prices are fucking bonkers. Sticker price, but he
I was just on his site last night, man.
Yeah, he's trying to do some. He's trying to do some
He takes
Instagram
offers,
sales, so you check him out.
that's the thing. He takes offers. His end prices are always fair.
If you saw a video, one of my books is on his wall.
Yeah.
He bought a Silver Surfer 494 from me at some point.
9.4. Oh my god!
That book doesn't exist that way, does it?
All black cover.
I sold
rainbow.
that.
No,
that was
I
part
see
of,
him in 7.
That was a part of a trade to get my Hawkman 4. So
how nice is your Hawkman 4?
Ooh,
9.6. Yeah. Yeah.
I
my god!
I wouldn't sell that book for much, but that book made that book happen.
Yeah.
That's Nosebleed book.
You need some of the codeine and CBD for that.
Yeah.
That's
That's
I
Bank.
thought mine was nice. It's nowhere near that.
I have a few, but it's weird. I mean, writing up that Silver Age thing, that Hot 5 silver,
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the silver market in a while. It made me really, really comfortable to look at it right now and be like, okay, prices are not down. Some prices are down from a year ago, but they needed to be.
Yeah,
But
your F-15 went down in the last 18 months, but it was so high, it was crazy.
So I've never looked at it past. It's always been The last time I looked, it was 5,000 a point.
You had that 3.0 that at one point was pushing a little closer to 18 or 20,
and that's too.
That was at the very peak
right.
when things were getting nutty. Because there was a point where like a 1.0
But a lot of
was
that
pushing
stuff
10.
didn't come down. Have you seen Journey 83 or fucking Tales 39?
No, you told me that I read that Journey 83 and I was cried because I sold my Journey 83 2 years ago to fund buying a big ass lot of books, which I did very, 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 very well on, but I still missed that book and I will probably not buy it back. But man, that book is nuts.
I have a pair of Raw and a pair of Slab, all low grade, but like those were like $1,000 books.
Oh yeah.
Like I have a couple nice. I mean, at this point, I might as well put it on fucking Instagram. I kept holding back, being like, I don't want to put the crazy shit on Instagram because I don't want to advertise my shit. But like,
Nah.
I don't know, man. I saw the price of fucking Tales 39. The movies are over. He's done. That's been immortalized as a key. That's how I will end up with the Batman run, is getting rid of Silver Age.
Yeah.
And that's a big Golden Age point. That's how a lot of people get heavier into Golden Age. You get rid of your silver and bronze, and you take that big boy credit and you swing dick into some big books. Like, I don't have any big books. I get a lot of fun shit. Oh, no, I have a couple big books. I'm a liar.
You have a few. We all have a few.
Yeah.
But it just depends your definition of big. We don't have Action 1. We don't have Bats 1. I missed a Wonder Woman one time. That was sad.
I'd rather Wonder Woman 1 than Sensation 1.
I thought I had a deal on one.
Me too.
The cover alone, Mike.
But either way, man,
Agreed.
it's all a long term. Just see what the fuck you can make happen.
And what your goal is, right? I went into this day 1 as an investor. By day 7, I was a flipper. Like,
yeah, we all drift between those two. We all drift between flipper and investor, and you can't just buy with pure nostalgia unless you were uber rich and have an indisposable amount of income.
Or I would argue
if you have to think, what are we going to buy
for Golden Age?
And then what are we going to sell to get there? And where do we want to end up? There's just a lot.
I feel incredibly lucky I feel I feel like there's a lot of stories that people would be like, that didn't happen. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't have these books otherwise, man.
No, you've told me some stories, and I'm like, you fucking asshole.
I have some great stories, but I also
Finding
have some
stupid ass books at the bottom of a long box that were like, oh, I didn't know those were there. The Hitler cover, the headline.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't the Hitler. That was the Japanese. I made that book. I brought that book to light for what it's worth. I want credit. That book was dick. And then it ended on eBay. Ended on eBay for $2,000. I love startling comics.
Oh, absolutely.
I love all sorts of startling comics. I had a couple out. Oh no, that was Thrilling I had out the other night. That Schomburg Bender robot cover, 58.
That's not even my favorite.
It's on my wall. Hold on.
No, me either.
I like the test tube one.
Oh, it's 49. No, Startling 49 is the best fucking.
It's a great cover. I like the one where it's the space looking one, but it's in test tubes and shit. What's that? 50 something.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah. I like his airbrush. His airbrush works beautiful. But maybe I'm just a jean jacket
49.
guy.
Look at the 49, the robot cover. Don't look at the robot. Look at his brushwork on the.
It's a beautiful cover.
Look at the brushwork on the scenery, the fucking pond, lake, and like the purple and pink clouds there. I have it on my wall.
Well, and then some of the.
I like 48.
What's 48?
What's 48?
I think that's one of the good girl ones. I don't know exactly which one.
Well, I mean, then you get to the jungle. The jungle shit's insane.
Airbrushed one.
I mean, there's a whole chunk of
looking it up.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
I'm backing up. Scott McManus, Tech 8 versus Tech 17. I'm going back 15 minutes. Sorry. Scott McManus.
Somebody asked that?
Do you like Tech 8 versus Tech 17?
How did you see that?
I got fucking eagle eyes. I had a chance at a Detective 8 2 years ago, 1 year ago. It ended up for like $3,500. Say that again?
FPC?
No. Yeah, no, it wasn't FPC.
I can't see it.
Startling 49. Is that what we're talking about? No, 48.
48.
I like Detective Comics Out of the Run. I like Detective Comics 8, I think, the most. And it's not 17. I think he means 18. 18's the other Fu Manchu.
That's an interesting one. I didn't even know about that one. Shit.
17 is the other.
48.
17 is the old school, old crimey cover. It's like Dick Tracy looking cover. 18 has the Z. You know the Detective 18.
Yeah, sorry, I'm helping Morello on this fucking Startling 48, which I've seen, but I don't really think I've. God damn it, motherfucker.
So I would go with the 8, but I wouldn't kick an 18 out of bed. An 18, I think he means the 18. The 18's the Alchemist Lab Fu Manchu cover. That's fucking incredible.
I'm just pulling this bitch up for Morello because, well, shit, it's gorgeous. The Startling 48.
Yeah, there we go.
Wowzers.
That's a good one. The 49 is stronger, I think.
Yeah.
It is, but this is one that you could probably sneak in at a much lower price point.
Pull up Detective 18 for me, please.
Yes, I can do that. That's why we got the Google machine.
But, John, you just hit on exactly what I think where my brain works. I'm like, man, I know everybody wants the 49. I could maybe sneak in and snag that 48.
Yeah.
And that's the way that's where I got to live. That's the world I got to live.
Oh, you want, this is the evil Fu Manchu.
Yeah, that's
What's that, Ben?
It's 18, not 17. That's the one. I think that's what he meant, at least.
Probably.
I think with you, Mike, it's the same. I would argue it's the same principle as like Phantom Lady. That 48
Yeah.
is gorgeous, but it's not the main chase.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know, like
so for Phantom Lady, everybody wants 17 for Phantom Lady, but 16 is what I wanted.
Yeah, I mean the 16 is also arguably the only good girl cover of the lot.
True.
Like I mean, you and I were talking about this. 17 is not a good girl cover. Sorry. Like it's a headlight.
Agreed.
It's a headlight.
Headlights cover.
Baker cover.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh wait. Whoa.
I'm in the middle of writing the SOTI.
Comment.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What?
I don't even want to talk. Stan the man, I don't know who you are, but I love you, my friend. You are welcome anytime. You're talking dirty.
I'm with your man Stan here. Phantom Lady eludes me. I don't play him. I don't think I have. I don't think I have any.
I didn't think I could play in that sandbox either, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like if I found that sandbox, I would have stolen that sandbox from you.
I know you would have.
Everybody.
I mean that price is. I still feel like that wasn't a like. For what it's worth, and I won't spoil anything, but I got a message from Morello the other day that was like, I finally pulled the trigger, and I got to put that in air quotes because when I found out the price, I was like, that's not pulling the fucking trigger. That's saying, okay, I'll take your money. Like, so I won't spoil any more of the story other than.
We all stumble upon a deal now and again. You
right,
know?
but we don't call it pulling the trigger. We're not like, it was a tough one.
Sorry. You're right.
No, it was wicked funny.
Wrong phrase.
No, it was fantastic. Because now forever, I'm just going to be like, oh, Mike.
Hey, I'm going to go back to this bad boy. The Marvel Family 5.5. This was the first book I broke $1,000 on.
Do you think it's a 6?
It's got a spine split, so I don't know. It's I don't know. Maybe.
I keep it in the old label forever, then.
That's where I'm at. I don't feel good enough about it to break it. I don't feel good enough to. But I remember I was eBay shopping at about 1 a.m. This bad boy popped up for $1,050, and I went, "What?" And the guy sold like sports jackets, like NFL sports jackets was his main game out of New York, and I went, "Huh?" And I debated for at least 20 minutes because it was such out of my ballpark. I'm like at that time I was $100, $200, maybe $300 book guy, and this was $1,000. So it's on my watch list. I wanted. I'm like, what if I hit it and he doesn't pay? What if I hit it and he doesn't ship? And I just remember going. My wife was sleeping. I was sitting in the bathroom, not just because I needed somewhere to think, and I'm sitting there going, "Fuck it, I'm gonna buy it." And when she wakes up, I'm just tell her I spent $1,000, but in my head it's worth $5,000. And I did. Once I bought it, it was a no-brainer. Why did I bought it? But there's these little mental games you have to run through. Of, holy shit, this is a great price, but it's so much money.
And there's those levels for everyone, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's
the
funny.
grand mark is mine. The grand mark is tough for me.
I lived there for a really long time. I mean, the grand mark is probably where I'm at now. Again, I think it'd be reckless at best for me to go buy a $5,000 book right now. I mean, I shouldn't buy a $1,000 book either. I will tell you, I spent $1,000 on that collection.
I'm comfortable at $1,000.
Oh, that's nothing though.
No, but it's not that I just buy it, but I have built up enough inventory that I'm confident I can sell enough to make it up. Like if I'm going to spend $1,000. The last book I bought over $1,000 was that WoW. Not 5, right?
Ooh,
I don't know, the Sitting on the Moon.
startling 47.
Well, you spent. I'm sorry. What did you spend?
Little over
grand?
$1,000. Maybe it's 1,500 on that bad boy for the,
Oh my
the Sitting on
Christ.
the Moon one.
What grade is it?
7.5.
Okay, I'm like I have a 5.5.
Which book? What book is it?
That I found on my
The
floor.
the Mary Marvel that looks like Lost 23.
Oh yes.
So
Yes,
I
yes,
spent
yes,
like
yes.
15 on
Yeah.
that, but I also am like, when I see a book like that, I go, okay. My first thought is, what am I going to sell? What can I liquidate pretty quickly and cover it? And that's what I do.
Yeah.
It's not real money. That's a pretty one.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not that I'm
That's
just
great,
spending.
man.
I'm not spending family money on it. It's what other books that are pretty desirable am I willing to let go for this guy to come on? But 1,000 to 2,000 is my usual comfort. I have jumped above it a few times, but I don't like to.
Yeah. No, I can't do that.
I think we went over this. 5 would be my comfort point, but I don't think I've ever spent more than 15 or 2 on a single book. I'd be hard pressed to tell you a book I spent more than 15. 15 used to be the magic number, and I used to be able to get, I mean, like 3. I think I have the X-Men's, low grade X-Men's were always $1,000 to $1,200. 4.0s were $1,200.
And for those of you just tuning in, what he means by X-Men's is he means number ones, multiple copies.
Listen, I fucked this whole algorithm up when I bought that Hawkman 496. I spent $9K on that bitch, but I
like cash.
Yes, $9K cash.
My asshole just puckered.
But I sold. I had an armada of lower grades. I had 3.85s that I had bought in good at, a 7.5, a bunch of others that I covered 6K in of just selling those off, and then I sold that Silver Surfer and bought it. I turned a bunch of lower grades into one high grade and said, fuck it. Which is not usually what I
just
would
did that
do.
with a Hulk 181.
But I bought in at 8.5, and in my head, 8.5 became a shit grade because it's a weird fucking break point in that book.
I have a 7 or 7.5 on that book.
7.5s and 8.5s are weird fucking breaks. We talked about
it. It was a bargain price, though.
Yeah. Well, between 7.5 and 8 is huge, and between 8 and 8.5 is huge. But I said, you know what? If I'm going to go in big on a book, that's the book I'm going to go in big on. Hell or be damned, I don't fucking care because there's only like 6 of them.
I think my issue comes with as soon as I had that $9,000. So for the sake of argument.
Oh, yeah, I don't even want to talk about it because I could have done so much different with it.
I go and sell these 2 books to buy something. As soon as I have that $200, whatever fucking I get in hand. And it's weird because I don't do, for whoever is still watching,
10 people.
I don't do, like, comics. CBSI isn't what I do for a living. Like, I don't make money doing CBSI. I mean, Christ, Michael attests to it. Nobody makes money doing CBSI.
No.
Like,
you get a few variants, and I get to hear myself talk a fuck ton.
But we have fun, and that's what it's always been about. And it's what it will always be about, having fun and being transparent.
If my children ever missed me in 50 years, they'll be able to watch a shit ton of me talking comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
never meant to make a single penny. If we ever do, that's awesome, but I don't care.
I mean, like, I'll be happy too, but I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole of anger here.
Ben, wait, I need a flash. Ben rant.
Steer me off the fucking variant fucking money topic here. I want to bring up Stan asked what we think about precious metals. I will say I got into this as an investment back in 2012, 2013. Silver and gold became an investment for me. It was from the beginning, and as much as I wanted it to be fun. I looked at stocks. I looked at gold, platinum, and silver. I like the idea of tangible things. Stocks, I'm not quick enough to. I mean, I can barely list fucking books that I want to flip.
I chose to paint a basement instead of listing books this weekend, so fuck.
Comics seem to not be as volatile as anything else, and I don't think precious metal is volatile. I think that comics, especially gold and silver, real blue chips, don't go buying variants and stuff. I mean, unless you want them. But as far as investing goes, if you put your money into real Golden Age books, I think it's the safest place you can put it. And by real, I don't mean like this fun bullshit. I mean,
Action 1 is not going down.
like, this is fun bullshit. Like,
Yes.
rock solid investment books to me. Like, it's why I went with Batman. Because even the common Batman shit is investment worthy. Those low grade 2.0, big logo, low numbers, I didn't bring them. Well, maybe I did. I got a partial Batman run. Those were 100, 150 bucks in low grade. Right? Like,
They aren't coming down.
that's a common book. That book was a great investment. It's never coming down. Issue 10, never coming down. I get a 17. Like, yeah.
Listen, I still will argue there's a handful of variants that are going to probably still stay hot. But yes, there's a
I'm sure
million.
there will.
There's a million variants. I refuse to sell my Lost 23.
Same.
There's a handful
Same.
of books I don't sell.
I'll never sell.
But out of the thousands of variants, it's like 25. I know we do a hot 100 list, but truthfully to me, there's maybe 25 that I really feel decent about. But you're right. Batman, early Batman, people love fucking Batman. I think people will swing back to Superman.
Terrible. Superman's terrible. Action's
Yeah.
great. It's really weird. It's kind of like, I mean, when you're in low number, there's nothing better than free Robin detectives outside of Batman 1. Detective 27 to 37, like, that's I can't play in that zone. I want them. I will fucking trade for them someday. But safe money, you have to play in Batman or true keys, like, you almost just have timelies. Jesus Christ. Common caps. Common Captain America. Human Torch and Namor, I'm kind of, I like them. I have fun with them, but I'm not, if the boat starts rocking, that's the Golden Age shit. That, the not great horror, the everything. Like, that's the other thing. I have no real attachment to this shit in the end.
I think though, like, at this point, Chamber of Chills 19 has eluded like previous generations. There's so much fascination with that cover.
But that's a real key.
It's moved into it. Black Cat 50 has moved into that zone.
I agree.
There's
Yeah.
I don't know how many horror books, somewhere between 25 and 50 that are just, they're done. Everybody wants them, they want them, and there's not as much supply and demand.
Same with the Good Girl covers.
How do you guys sell?
What do you mean sell? I try to sell that good shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, unless I'm upgrading it to something else. So like, I traded my beater Hulk 181 to get a nice Hulk 181, in addition to 4 other huge keys. So, I'll do that kind of thing, but I'll sell to my LCS. I got a couple of guys who will give me good, fair money or will trade really, really well to me. I try them first because I want to throw them a bone, so they'll throw me back a bone when the time comes. I don't sell a whole lot on eBay. That's just me because I'm lazy and I hate fees and fucking post offices and all that shit. I can't be bothered. So I'd rather take a hit. I'd rather take an extra 5 or 10% hit at my LCS than and do him a solid, so he does me a solid back, than to sell on eBay. I'll sell bulk to, there's a couple of stores. Some of you guys have half price books. We have a store here in Nashville that's a privately owned thing that we go to. And there's places where you can get rid of your bulk. But I mean, you can do Craigslist postings, I guess. I've never done that, but man, you get all sorts of riffraff showing up at your door for shit. I don't really want to deal with that.
My crap goes to Craigslist, but only when I'm really fed up and I want to sell 10 boxes today.
I'll join a dude at a con, maybe at his table. I'll rent some of his space and put up 10, 15 wall books and a box of $5 books at a con.
Are we talking Golden Age or just books in general?
Golden Age,
just Golden Age.
I've sold a few
books in general. It's eBay and whatever. Golden Age and good, like anything good. I don't want to sell. I want to trade it. All I want to do is sell bad books to get good ones.
I've occasionally sold some Golden Age on eBay, but usually just stuff I want money to give it something else for. I truthfully, when I'm selling things that are a little more obscure, but Golden Age or, just off the beaten path, but the right people want to pay, I have went Comic Link a few times. I've done maybe 6-8 books at auction there, but not high volume. But I think there's the certain books that are going to do really, really well there when I think about them. I sold the Witchcraft. I've sold the Witchcraft 2 there. I thought I did okay because if I would have done on eBay, I would have not done as well. I've done some things like that.
CGC boards would be somewhere that I went. Like at some point, I'm going to have to get out, right? Like I'm not going to leave my wife and kids. The shit show. I'll leave them the eBay shit. Like, I want to get out of literally. My kids have their own collection. They have the Tech 359s. They each have their Action 252. They each have a Poison Ivy. Outside of that, like, they don't want
$1 million.
They don't want fucking Spidey ones. They don't want X-Men ones. They don't want FF ones. They want whatever kids are going to want 20 years from now. Or fuck kids, they're not getting any. Whatever grown-ass adults are going to need, because that's when my collection's going to get sold, is when it's time for me to, help my kids, pad my kids into life, and sit back and fucking play with Batman books.
Well, I tell you what,
there's maybe 20 books that I won't sell, and I would dump everything else except for those 20 books and my original art.
But in the end,
everything else.
Is everything just going to Alex in the end? Those 20 books? Yeah, right on. Like yep. I don't think I can leave. I'll probably, if I can get the Batman stuff done, that's what I'd leave, and then let them decide if they want to pitch it.
So, 2 things before we jump back to that comment. I have done some consigning with some big IG sellers, which is actually not bad.
Dude, what up, Philip?
You name some prices and just put them up and get some of these guys with 10 or 20,000 followers, and they can usually get your shit sold. So that's the way to go, because I can't sell an IG on my own because I don't have that many followers, but that's not a bad place to go. You can avoid a lot of the fees. As far as collection and selling, I don't know. I have a hard time fucking selling. I've got such an eclectic collection that it's all this shit that like 10 guys on the planet want, but not thousands.
Does that worry you?
Sometimes. But then I say, fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to play the balance of I love what you buy and buy what you love, because at the end, if it's worth nothing, like, you can't have that attitude when you're investing, man. That's fucking great. Like,
it's not but like, I have a fucking huge Crow collection. It's not that there's only 5 guys that like it, but it's a smaller market.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Golden Age.
No, but I like I said, I've just got some weird shit. But my kids, listen, they'll take a few books. There's a few books I've kind of earmarked for each of them. There's this guy on YouTube who I still will to this day had the greatest series on grading for CGC, not grading in general, but CGC grading. ETA Nick, and he talks about what he's going to do for his collection, and he's trimmed down from 10,000 decent books, Silver Age and whatnot, good keys, to 3,000. He wants to get to 1,000. He's like, when I get to the end, there's going to be a handful of books that I'm going to talk to my kids about in like 15 years. If they don't care about the book, I'm going to sell it then. And if they do, then I'll let them have it and pass it down.
I'm with him.
Get to the point where your kids can make that decision and go, but don't just assume they know what the fuck to do with it. Because
that's the Batman run.
If I die today, my wife would look down here and go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. So see, my wife just took over eBay because I'm doing. I mean, I'm taking vacation apparently. But I have, the hemp oil, the CBD company, the other stuff going on. And, like, I'm still doing, cards and stuff. But there's the separation. There's the personal stuff and, like, the online sell shit. And the online stuff will just always be stock that's here. And the personal shit, if I could get it down to $100,
it'd be awesome.
I could get it down to the first 10 Detective and the first 10 Batman,
be a great place to be.
I'll call it. Yeah. Like, and because the Peanut shit, Snoopy books, those have no value to me. There's literally no value.
They're just fun.
There's a lot of value to somebody, but there's nothing like those books don't hold any value to me outside of I now own them. Yeah. All I wanted to do was own them. So
we all have those books, and I don't know. This whole thing's a fucking confusing thing. Like I don't know if my kids are gonna give a shit about comics in 5 years. I have no fucking clue. I try. I show them fun stuff. I try and explain it.
I'm with Joe Crucci here. He said the. Well, I'm with him on the silver at least.
Uh-oh.
I'm not worried about silver at all.
I see the boss lady sitting down to talk. What's going on? What's she going to say?
The bronze stuff kind of worries me in the sense of when the ship sinks.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah, and like that's the first correction in the market, right? Like we've already seen it with Hulk 181 a few times.
Yeah. It went down, went up.
You're on mute, kiddo.
Boss lady's on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute, honey.
I don't know this shit.
There you are. What's going on?
Kiddo? You called me kiddo?
Miss Morello is here to start the shit. What you got there? Oh.
Always.
Wonder Woman.
I was going to say, is it my camera?
I don't know why I'm showing this. Why am I showing this?
I haven't shown it yet tonight.
Oh. But it's super shiny. You can't really see.
It is tough.
She's like, why the fuck am I showing that? Because that's the one book I haven't shown yet tonight.
So
DS, my man.
All of our Chinese takeout places closed.
Oh,
so she fucking made me Chinese. So she made me Chinese.
Mm-hmm. I lived with a Cambodian family for a little while, so
it's pretty baller.
Egg drop soup.
Welcome, DS, my friend.
No shit, right?
Podcast.
Ben, you know this guy. He's from the Golden Guys on Comic Corps.
Hey, what's going on, man?
We love DS, my friend. He also has a fascination for Horrific One, like me.
Yes, his Instagram feed.
DS has some great shit going on. He has a lot of posts, a lot of good stuff.
Wild shit. Color touch. I
don't touch color touch in the newer stuff. I don't know. That's dicey.
Color touch is fine for me personally, if I'm getting again a book that I couldn't touch otherwise. That's Super Snipe 8. That's one of the few restored books I own.
Well, I think if we're talking gold, sure.
I get it pennies on the dollar. So, Christ, Silver Age.
I don't want to touch color or touch in the other ages.
I wouldn't.
Unless it's something can go away.
No, I mean, like, even an AF-15, yeah, sure, I'll buy a low-grade, color-touched AF-15 that I can tear it off of and keep the grade, or tear it off and lose, like, half a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd really rather my books weren't fucked with. I'd rather have them in bad shape than repaired in any way.
Philip Chung coming back and throwing me the Western bone. Yeah. I made some money, my friend. It's okay.
Yeah, if anyone in here watching is on IG or has a YouTube of their own that wants to get the other 9 folks hip to you that they probably already know, throw it in the chat, man. We'll get it out there.
Yeah. Or message us on IG. Ben's doing some shout-outs on comicbookinvest.com.
Yeah, I never know, like, if people want to get broadcast or not. So I always feel weird being like, I'll promote your shit, but I don't know if people want. And then it gets weird because I don't know who's selling stuff, and, like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't want to get into a weird place where I'm
promoting, selling.
Anyway, DS Comics. I mean, sweet Jesus, check that feed out.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. Good dude.
Man, yeah.
I just realized what time it is. It's like 11:15. We should probably start wrapping it up.
Yeah, I figured at the 2-hour mark you were going to say something. You didn't, so I kept going.
I got lost. I got to go to work tomorrow. I know not everybody does, but I do. So thank you all for joining us. Check out, comicbookinvest.com. We'll probably be back next week because we got shit to do.
What's in the middle?
Right.
That's a nice one, too.
Come on, man.
We'll do some more fucking stuff. We'll do another show. We'll talk. Maybe we'll go to horror next week. I don't know.
This is a nice coffee.
Comicbookinvest.com. Check out our Instagram feeds and thank all you demented people that are drifting into the golden age and following us. And we'll see you again next week. Check Tales from FlipSide on tomorrow.
Us. Have a good night, guys. And anyone, message me on IG or anybody. We'll absolutely get you out there.
Yep.
All right.
Or hit me.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Yep. Thanks.